Okay. Um, the LOG button is your common logarithm, but there's also another logarithm button, and it is this one right here, which is an LN. And that actually is what they call the natural logarithm. But that one, when you convert it to exponential function, only has one base, and that is base e. So like you'll have like base e raised to the x is equal to some number n. E is actually a numerical number. It's 2.7128, I think. I can't remember exactly. But it was discovered by a mathematician by the last name of Euler, although his name is actually spelled like this. And so to me it looks like Euler or ruler, or my favorite Bueller. It's a joke. Haha. But anyway, it's actually pronounced Euler. So when you convert it to a natural logarithm, they use ln, which is really a base e of the n would equal the x. And because it is only base e, you actually won't see that base e there. It'll just look like that. And actually, let me erase the calculator here. If you look right there above the LN button, it says e to the x power. And the same thing with the LOG button. Look right above it in blue. It says 10 to the x. Because that's their exponential partner. You know, they're opposites of each other. I've always been bothered by the fact that they use ln for natural logarithm. It seems like it's natural logarithm, so why isn't it NL? I don't know. They always put ln for some reason. So I just call it logarithm L naturel. That's my joke of the day. So anyway, it's, you know, it's just like the LOG button. And they're going to say, hey, find the natural logarithm of a negative 800. So you hit the ln button, you hit your negative sign, you hit 800, and then you hit enter, and your calculator gives you an error message. It says error. And at the top, my calculator says non-real answers. Depending on how fancy your scientific calculator is, depends on what they'll tell you. But I don't know if you notice this, but right here it says, if it is not possible to evaluate the expression, enter an NA. So this one is an NA. It's not applicable. You can't do it. The reason is when you graph remember when we were graphing the exponential functions? Exponential functions ran along the x-axis, they curved, went right through there, and then came up. Logarithms are the inverse of that. Logarithms or natural logarithms. Instead of crossing the y-axis at 1, they actually cross the x-axis at 1. They run along the y-axis, curve here, and then go in that direction. There's actually an axis of symmetry that goes right through the origin. It's actually the equation y equals x. It's that perfect 45-degree diagonal. And if you folded your paper along that diagonal, this curve, this curve here would land right on top of this curve there. They're inverses of each other. But what I want you to notice is when they ask you, if you were looking at the graph, this would be the function. That's weird. I don't know where that triangle came from. Y equals the natural log of a negative 800, which means this was your x coordinate. But let me erase the exponential function. We just want the logarithmic function. This logarithmic function right here is only in quadrants 1 and 4. It never crosses over into quadrants 2 or 3, and that is where all your x coordinates are that are negative. That's why you can't take the log of a negative number. This function doesn't exist over there. It's not in quadrants 2 or 3. There's no point on this graph that has a negative x value. So that's why you get an error message. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, go back here. Whoops, I was trying to find a picture of that. Type in NA. I assume they want capital letters. I'm going to test this theory. Will they get mad at me if I type lowercase? No, they didn't. Oh, sure, you don't get upset on that. Whatever. Okay, that's it.